The children's fairy tale Hansel and Gretel has been transformed into a feature film that is definitely not suitable for children. Stars Jeremy Renner and Gemma attended the movie's Australian premiere on a blood-stained red carpet, describing the movie as candy-coated carnage.
My name is Gretel. This is my brother Hansel.
If anyone harms this woman, you're gonna have me to deal with. Now go home! Go!
If you've ever wondered what happened to Hansel and Gretel after they killed the Wicked Witch, this new movie provides an answer in gory 3D. Did you have memories of this fairy tale as children that prompted you to someday want to be involved in bringing it to the big screen? Is that sort of where it started for you?
Tommy definitely did.
Yeah, no, it was always my favorite fairy tale growing up. I had it on one of those old cassette tapes that I used to listen to, and every night when I went to bed, and it was really scary. You know, it was like with these actors performing, and you can hear the witch screaming, clawing, breaking her fingernails, burning alive, and it was dark stuff for a little boy, and it's just stuck with me, that fairy tale, and I just love the darkness of it, and it's a pretty twisted tale.
I had a big fairy tale book that I read. My parents never read the story to me, as much as I can remember, but I remember reading it and remember images from it. Maybe the gingerbread house was probably the most enticing image. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she built me a gingerbread house.
I did.
She made one, yeah.
I spent ages.
It was very detailed.
It was really possibly the best one I've ever seen.
Yeah, I know.
It had even the characters in it.
Yeah.
We spent a couple of days making
There's goats,
it.
the whole thing, yeah, everything. It was awesome.
Not for one moment would I suggest little kids go to see this particular telling of the tale, because it's very much for we grown-ups.
Yes.
However, there are some good messages there about stranger danger and the dangers of eating too much sugar, aren't there?
Yeah, don't eat the candy, right?
This? Yeah. Well, whatever you do, don't eat the candy.
Hansel and Gretel turns the fairy tale into a horror movie, relying on old-fashioned special effects rather than CGI.
Yeah, it was pretty practical, all this
Really?
stuff. Yeah, except for a couple of transformations. Outside of everything was as you see, is what we saw.
So very much actual makeup
Sets,
and...
absolutely.
Yeah, and the troll was animatronic, and they used we had special effects guys with tanks of blood shooting it out all over the place, and I mean it was great, and the witches flying off on brooms
That was
on
all
wires.
practical on a wire, yeah.
Jeremy and Gemma were telling me that a lot of it was actually done there, that you had vats of blood, that you did things with makeup and so forth.
It was a lot of practically. There's a big Sabbath sequence in the film, and I think, again, to Tommy's credit and the way that he designed it, witches really fly. People really are leaping over each other. The weapons and the way that they fight are all practically done. If a Siamese twin witch splits, she's doing it for real in front of Jeremy. If her crossbow switches to kill two witches on either side, it really happens. So I think, and that's the best example of what we did practically is the troll, which was a real animatronic character that they could interact with, which I think really pays off. That character seems to be very winning with audiences.
Casting Jeremy and Gemma, did you see similarities in their faces to play brother and sister?
No, I mean, actually, I do think they look a little like each other now in hindsight, but no, it was, we got Jeremy on board first. He was early on. I saw him in the Hurt Locker, and we got him in, and you meet him, you realize he's just a really funny guy, and of course, humor is an important part of this world, and so we knew we had our Hansel, and then it was just finding the right combination, and it took a while, and then we saw this film that she did, Gemma, called The Disappearance of Alice Creed, and she was amazing in it, and of course, when you're casting a brother and sister, it's important that they actually like each other, and that they gel, so they met, and they just clicked straight away, and we knew we had our combination. Do
you see similarities in one? Do you think you look like each other?
Yeah, I don't know, a little bit.
I think we got similar face shapes.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was obviously enough for the casting that they thought it was right. Yeah. And Jeremy, the last time I spoke to you for Born, you'd done a
a nude scene swimming, and in this film there's a nude scene swimming. Is this now mandatory in films you make? Is it
I hope not. I mean, I don't know if people really want to see that. I mean, I know I don't.
I don't know. I think it's been getting a fairly positive reaction.
Yeah, well, yeah, all right. You know, hanging out with some witches and the hot tub. All right.
While your sister's being sort of captured and terrible things being done to her, you're just off having a swim.
Well, you know, that's how it goes.
Typical brother and sister.
If you hadn't come, they'd have burned me alive.
Ah, well, I probably would have let them. But I'm old-fashioned that way. My sister, however, requires a little bit more evidence before someone gets roasted.
Have you ever come across a witch that you didn't want to kill?
Nope, never.
Among the movie's producers is comedian Will Ferrell.
There is that undercurrent of humour all the way through it, and it's ridiculous. Some of the violence and horror is ridiculous, and it's nice that there's that horror and that humour underneath it. Just, you know, so it doesn't take itself too seriously.
But there is one thing star Jeremy Renner does take seriously. He joined a group of high-profile celebrities in this TV commercial following the Newtown school massacre, calling for government action on guns.
Newtown. Demand a plan.
Right now. As a mom.
As a dad. As a friend. As a husband.
As a wife.
As an American.
The US gun lobby labelled many of those stars hypocrites, instead blaming the violent movies in which they star.
I mean, everyone wants to point a finger and blame people and other things and guns and whatever the heck it may be. And it's like, I like to look at solutions and practical things. And I'm not saying anything is right or wrong. I'm just saying we can all start in our own home, at least. And I think parenting is always a solution to a lot of problems.
Gretel, famous witch hunter. Finally we meet.
Who are you?
I see you got my invitation.
Say your name before my arrows rip out your throat.
I go by many names, none of which you're worthy of pronouncing.
And when casting your bad girl, your big bad girl, you thought, well, I've already got one Bond girl, the second one couldn't go astray.
I loved Famke ever since I saw her in GoldenEye. You know, she, as I think her name in the film was Xenia Onatop, if I remember. I'm very good with Bond names.
And Gemma was Strawberry Fields.
Strawberry Fields, yes, you're right. I just had a crush on her. She was so dangerous.
Who didn't?
She's dangerous and sexy and cool in that film. And then, of course, she did the X-Men movies, which was great. And you meet her, and she's huge. She's tall, and she has this great physique to her. You know, you really feel that she could break Hansel and Gretel's faces. And, you know, that was important to the part. You know, you should feel the danger, and she certainly has that. And she has a lot of fun with the part.
If you were telling people what to expect when they go and see Hansel Gretel in 3D.
I just hope they have a good time and have fun. You know, that was always the goal, and is to have fun and, you know, to mix genres. Like, you know, we talked about mixing action and horror and gore, I guess. And for me, it's if you can mix those things, it's always a fun combination. And I just hope people have a fun ride.
Me and my sister, we have a past. We almost died at the hands of a witch. But that past made us stronger.
In the last 2 weeks, we had 5 children taken from us.
A witch does not come out in the open like that. I don't think we're hunting witches. There's something else going on here.
We have to find those kids.
That's all for now. See you next time.